When people hear the phrase rock bottom, they usually picture somebody completely falling apart. Probably homeless, addicted, and destroyed. And while most of the time it really does look like that, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes rock bottom looks functional. You still go to work, you still pay your bills, and you still smile around other people. But on the inside, you're exhausted, disconnected, and numb. And that was one of the strangest seasons of my life. From the outside, I looked like I was grinding towards something. I had jobs, I had goals, I had a relationship, and responsibilities. But internally, I just felt empty. I was drinking heavily, I was really unstable, and I lived in a constant state of stress, trying to hold relationships together that were honestly already collapsing. And the worst part is I kept trying to force everything to work instead of just accepting reality. I kept thinking if I just try harder, maybe things will go back to normal. But some things aren't meant to go back to normal. Some situations fall apart because they were unhealthy to begin with. And that's hard to accept when you're emotionally attached to the life you built around those situations. And I think a lot of people get stuck there. Not because they're weak, but because letting go feels terrifying. Because when certain relationships end or certain seasons collapse, you're forced to confront yourself without distractions. And that's where I found myself. And honestly, that season forced me into self-reflection in a way nothing else ever had. It forced me to ask, who am I without all of these unhealthy attachments? Who am I when the distractions disappear? And who am I when I stop blaming everybody else? That's where rebuilding started. Not overnight and not instantly, but slowly. Through a lot of faith, a lot of reflection, a lot of accountability, and simply learning how to be alone without self-destructing. And that's something I try to emphasize on this channel constantly. Healing doesn't always start when life gets easier. Sometimes healing starts when life finally forces you to confront what you have been avoiding. And as painful as those moments are, they can also become the beginning